welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into the world of the Miss Elegance of the world pageant system.
Right. We've got some interesting material here, an interview with the CEO, Anthony Turner, and a podcast he was featured on.
Exactly. And our mission for you, the listener, is really to get past maybe some common ideas about pageants and understand what's driving this specific organization. What's its impact?
Yeah, because you hear pageant and, certain things spring to mind.
Definitely.
But looking at Miss Elegance through these sources gives us a chance to, well, see beyond the surface, understand its real purpose.
So we're looking at things like female empowerment, community work, personal growth.
All of that. Trying to paint a picture of what this system is actually about for the women involved and for you listening.
Okay, so let's dive in. Where did it all start? The sources say it was created 10 years ago by Anthony Turner. He's still the director and CEO.
Mm-hmm. And what seems key is his motivation. It wasn't quite what I initially expected, maybe.
Right. It wasn't just about the glamour or the stage. He apparently saw the real impact contestants were having in their communities.
Yeah, like fundraising, local involvement. He actually said something like, the crown and sash is just the icing on the cake.
Compared to the hard work, yeah. That really stands out.
It does. It suggests a focus on, tangible contributions right from the start. More grassroots than you might think for a global pageant.
And that vision, this idea of wanting to make a difference in the world, that seems to be the thread running through it all.
It looks like it. Encouraging dreams, okay. But also giving women tools, opportunities, practical skills for growth, both personal and professional.
It feels broader than just competing for a title, more developmental.
Absolutely. And their motto kind of nails it. Inspire, lead, achieve.
It's pretty direct.
It is. It's not just about appearance. It's about fostering ambition, contribution, getting contestants to take initiative.
And using their platform to inspire others, you mean, through their work.
Exactly. Using their charity work, their personal stories, trying to boost self-esteem, self-confidence, seems to be a core aim across all ages.
Okay, let's talk more about that charity focus. It comes up a lot in the interview and the podcast. Doesn't seem like just a PR thing.
No, it seems quite embedded. Did any specific charities jump out at you from the sources?
Well, Cancer Research UK is mentioned as a main one.
Yeah.
But also Dogs Trust in Ireland and the UK, so a bit of variety there.
Right. And the crucial bit is how it connects to the competition itself.
How so?
Well, the sources say contestants are actually judged partly on their charity work.
Ah, okay, so it's not optional. It's built into the scoring.
Seems that way. It really underlines their commitment to giving back. It's a fundamental piece of it.
And that commitment seems to last, too. It's not just for the duration of the pageant.
Good point. There are examples, right?
Yeah, like Grace Smithen raised over £3,000 for Cancer Research UK. And she even organized doggy pageants for charity, which is quite fun.
That's brilliant. And there was another one.
Elisha Nicole Turner also raised over £3,000 for various causes. So these aren't just, one-time things while they hold the title.
Exactly. It suggests the values stick, that the system fosters a genuine, long-term dedication to community work, to philanthropy. That's quite impactful.
Let's shift gears a bit to the actual competition experience.
Yeah.
The main office is in Dublin, right? So it's got that international base.
Mm-hmm. And they've held events in some interesting places. Blackpool was mentioned.
Yeah, why Blackpool?
Well, the rationale given was interesting. It's partly to actually boost local tourism and provide entertainment there.
Huh. So thinking beyond just the event itself, about the host location, too.
Seems like it's just a wider consideration.
And the final competition itself. Right now, it's a one-day thing.
Currently, yes. But the sources mention plans to expand it. Maybe 2 or 3 days.
Okay. What would that involve?
Things like fitness classes, makeup classes, maybe some sightseeing. It sounds like they want to make it a more rounded developmental experience.
More than just the final night on stage.
Exactly. More holistic.
And the judging. We know charity work is in there. What else?
It's pretty comprehensive, actually. Appearance is one factor, sure, but also their overall presence during the event.
And you mentioned online stage presence. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, the sources mentioned that. I took it to mean things like their charisma, confidence, poise, how they carry themselves, maybe even online or during preliminary stages.
Okay. Plus outfits and the question round, of course.
Right, so it's a mix of things. And the judges themselves are interesting.
Who picks them? Or who are they?
They tend to be past title holders, former or current Miss Elegance queens, and also sponsors.
So people with experience within the system or a stake in it.
Precisely. Brings a mix of perspectives, probably helps maintain the values.
And the overall vibe. The sources mentioned, it's professional, schedules given out.
Yeah, organized, but also a big emphasis on fun.
Yeah.
And friendship, networking.
The sister queens idea.
Exactly that. They seem to actively foster that supportive community feel. The goal isn't just winning, it's the whole experience, the connections made.
That's often an overlooked part of pageantry, isn't it? The camaraderie.
Definitely. So that's a key takeaway, I think.
And what about the winner? What's the prize package like?
It seems geared towards creating more opportunities. Includes flights and a hotel stay in Orlando, Florida. 6 nights.
Okay, nice trip. Anything else?
Yeah, their fees are paid for another international pageant, Miss Universal Global, excluding optional rounds, but still.
Ah, so it's a stepping stone. A pathway to compete internationally at potentially an even higher level?
Exactly. Shows they're investing in the winner's future ambitions, giving them a platform for more visibility.
Now, Anthony Turner, the CEO, he shared his own definition of women's empowerment in the source materials.
Yes, that was quite revealing about the philosophy behind it all. What stood out to you?
He talked a lot about freedom, freedom of expression, freedom to make your own decisions, freedom to be inspired, and ultimately, freedom to live a full, happy life, choosing your own way.
It's quite a broad definition, isn't it? It goes beyond just, having a voice. It's about agency, shaping your own future.
Yeah, and that fits really well with the idea of the pageant being a platform for growth and opportunity.
Definitely aligns.
We also learned a bit about Anthony Turner himself, his background, what drives him.
Right. The sources mentioned his love for travel, particularly between the UK and Ireland, meeting people, appreciating the scenery.
He also has interest in fashion and performing. That makes sense, given the field.
It does, and it mentioned his education, too. He has a diploma and a degree. Suggests a value for development that mirrors what the system promotes.
And his inspiration.
Yeah.
It seems to come back to seeing the dedication of the contestants.
Yeah, and perhaps his own personal drive, too. He seems quite invested.
So looking ahead, what's the long-term vision? What legacy does he want Miss Elegance to have?
It's definitely more than just putting on an event each year. He wants it to be seen as, well, genuinely inspiring.
Empowering dreams, offering real opportunities.
Right. Cultivating professional qualities in the women who participate. And always, always keeping that strong charitable connection. It's very purpose-driven.
And they have concrete plans for growth, too.
Seems so. The sources mentioned taking the system to the next level. The recent appointment of a director for Wales, Sapphire Rose, was given as an example.
Okay, so expansion is on the cards. Broadening the reach.
Yeah, aiming to impact and empower more women, it looks like.
And finally, the sources highlighted some specific past winners. Their stories really illustrate the impact, don't they?
They really do. It shows the diversity of the women involved and what they go on to achieve. Which ones caught your eye?
Well, Dani Masterson from 2019, she has an acting degree, performed on the West End, TV and film credits. Now a lifetime queen.
Impressive.
Then Grace Smidden, who we mentioned before, the dancer and fundraiser. She was also first runner-up at Miss Universal Global.
Ah, showing that progression we talked about.
Exactly. Sandra McKenzie, 2021-22 international winner from Ireland, a trainee pilot. Also loves modeling, fundraising. She actually won Mrs. Universal Global in 2022.
Wow, a pilot. Okay.
Elisha Nicole Turner, 2022-23 UK winner. Owns a beauty salon, raises awareness for premature babies, cancer research, supports military families. She entered pageantry after an assault, wanting to inspire others.
That's incredibly powerful, using her platform for multiple causes.
Then Crystal Pincott, 2023-24 UK winner, an equestrian actress, achieved her title after open-heart surgery. Just amazing resilience. She'll compete for the global title.
Unbelievable dedication.
Hannah Wiedwork from the Netherlands, 2022-23 international. Flight attendant, volunteers for a helpline for kids in foster care, started a tour for positive impact.
Really diverse backgrounds and forms of contribution.
And Mary Mullally from Ireland, 2023-24 international winner. Mother of 4, care assistant, uses her title to raise awareness for endometriosis and domestic violence.
Again, very specific, important causes. It's clear these aren't just figureheads.
Not at all. They're active, making contributions in lots of different areas.
Yeah.
Really embodies that inspire, lead, achieve idea.
Absolutely. These stories are probably the best testament to what the system aims for.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it feels like Miss Elegance of the world, with Anthony Turner at the helm, is really built on these core values: empowerment, community service.
Definitely. It provides a platform for women to grow personally and professionally. It certainly pushes back against some maybe outdated stereotypes about pageants.
Yeah, there's a clear emphasis on substance, the charity work is serious, and it's about developing leaders,
Hmm.
not just about, how someone looks on stage.
Right.
So for you, our listener, wanting to get up to speed quickly, hopefully this dive gave you a clear, structured look at Miss Elegance of the World, its mission, what it does, and the impact it has.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Considering the really diverse achievements of these women, the title holders, and that strong focus on making a difference, how might platforms like this be actually changing the definition of influence and leadership for women today? It makes you think about the different roles these queens play well beyond the stage, doesn't it?